video we'll go over the impaction of the upper primary molar. On this x-ray, if looking at the upper left corner, one can see one tooth coming down and dissolving away another tooth. The tooth on the far left corner that is coming into view is the first permanent upper left molar. The tooth that is starting to dissolve away is the upper right second primary molar. This situation illustrates the problem of impaction. Impaction occurs when one tooth is against another tooth. In this case, the first permanent molar is up against the second primary molar and is dissolving it away. This x-ray was taken 6 months after the previous x-ray. It is very clear now what damage is being done to the tooth in front of the one erupting into the mouth. In fact, it is clear that the primary molar is being completely dissolved away, with one of the two roots already completely gone. This photo is of the same two teeth as seen in the previous two x-rays. It can be seen that in the photo the first molar coming in is stuck against the tooth in front of it. If this situation is left untreated, the tooth in front will completely dissolve away, and more importantly, the first permanent molar will move completely forward and take the place of the tooth in front of it. Treatment is removal of the front tooth. This photo shows the extraction site of the second tooth right after it was removed. Even though the tooth is removed, the tooth behind the one removed is now completely uninhibited from moving forward, which is what it will do if nothing else is done. This x-ray is showing where the tooth was removed and the empty space. You can also see a tooth above the tooth that was removed. This is the permanent tooth that is supposed to replace the baby tooth removed and is called a second permanent premolar. The problem is that this premolar does not normally come into the mouth until the patient is aged 10 to 12 years old. Considering the patient is now 6 or 7 years old, if nothing is done, the tooth behind will move completely forward and there will be no room for the premolar to come into the mouth. To prevent this future difficult orthodontic situation from occurring, a space maintainer is placed to prevent the first molar from moving any further forward. This photo is of the special space maintainer used in this situation called a distal shoe. It looks somewhat like a shoe, and the narrow part goes next to the permanent molar, and the band fits around the tooth in front of the one removed. This photo is showing the distal shoe space maintainer placed in the mouth. Notice the ring or bank portion glued around the tooth in front of the one removed, and the shoe part of the space maintainer next to the permanent molar to guide it into the mouth more correctly. This is the final x-ray showing more clearly how the distal shoe space maintainer works. You could see the distal shoe portion guiding the permanent molar into the mouth and preventing it from moving forward into the space of where the tooth was extracted. In order to view this, you must look at the far left part of the x-ray, and the edge of the permanent molar is resting against the space maintainer.